Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals, the Minnesota Timberwolves at the Oklahoma City Thunder. What's up, everybody? It's Silverback from Silverback Bets, and this is your full betting guide for Game 5. I've got a side, total, and player props for you right now. Good Wednesday, everybody. Welcome back to the show. And if you're joining us for the first time, welcome to the jungle. If you enjoy the content, please be so kind as to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. It goes a long way in helping our community grow. If you'd like to become a jungle member and get my full betting card text to your phone every single morning, you can do that by going to silverbackjungle.com or texting free trial to the number on your screen. All right, we're going to look at a side first here. And OKC is laying 8.5. Let's take a look at the 3 games they've won so far in this series. They won Game 4 in Minnesota by 2 points. The 2 games they won in OKC, they won by 15 points and by 26. Oklahoma City had the highest point differential at home this year by any team. They were plus 638 at home. That's plus 15.2 points a game. The second best point differential at home team this season was Cleveland, a distant plus 473, and third were the Clippers, plus 374. OKC a full plus 264 at home, ahead of third place in that category, the LA Clippers. They play very well at home. If you think Oklahoma City is going to win this game, which I do, you should probably think that they win by margin as well, because that's what normally happens in lay the 8.5. In terms of a total here, I think we're getting some line value with the under 220.5 here, because the last 2 games were so high scoring. 254 and 244 the last 2 games in Minnesota. This is the highest total that they've offered so far, with 220.5. The 2 games in OKC finished at 202 and 221. I think we'll see a big defensive effort in this game from OKC after giving up 126 and 143 the last 2 games in Minnesota. But I also do think that OKC is going to score a lot as well. They average 122.5 points at home this season. So I'm a little bit leery on the under for total, although I do think there's a little bit of value there. My play here, I took OKC's team total over 114.5. And because I do think the defensive effort steps up today for OKC, I'd also look at Minnesota's team total under 105.5. In terms of player props, and if we think OKC goes over their total and wins the game, which we do, we look for OKC player props over. And I'll look no further than SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, to go over 32.5 points. He's over this in 3 of his last 5 home playoff games, and he hasn't been under 31 points in those last 5 home playoff games. He gets more calls at home than he does on the road. It's the way she goes, so we'll get to the line more. In the 2 games this series in Minnesota, he's had 18 free throw attempts. In the 2 games in OKC, he's had 28 free throw attempts. I think he's a good bet to go over 32.5 points. And if we think that Minnesota is going to lose and stay under their total, which we do, we want to look for player props to go under for Minnesota. And I look at Anthony Edwards under 26.5 points. He's been under this in 4 of his last 6 games at Oklahoma City. And in 2 of the 4 games in this series, he's been held under 19 points. You know, the way they pick him up before half court really frustrates him. He doesn't have the maturity to really do something different. He did a little bit last game. You saw him pass more. But in terms of points, he doesn't have the maturity to kind of stay focused, in my opinion, when they play him so tough and so hard, which they have in a couple of games this series, and I think they're going to do so in this game as well. I think OKC has a strong effort today, and I look to play Ant under 26.5 points. Let's have a day, Jungle Nation. Let me know if you enjoyed this content, and I'll see you next time with a little more money in your pocket.